Oi, Brasil! Olha eu aqui de novo com mais uma entrevista maravilhosa pra vocês. Dessa vez eu bati um papo com ninguém mais, ninguém menos que Nicolas Cage. Eu tô muito Nicolas Cagezinho, não é mesmo? Em O Peso do Talento, Nicolas Cage vive ninguém mais, ninguém menos que Nicolas Cage. É sério, é uma história muito legal. Nesse filme, Nicolas Cage vive Nick Cage, que é mais ou menos uma versão dele. Ele está num momento péssimo da carreira, está precisando de dinheiro, está com um monte de dívidas. Só que ele tem um super fã milionário que oferece pra ele a bagatela de $1 milhão só pra ir em um evento privado. Tava bom demais pra ser verdade, né? Pois é, nesse meio tempo, Nick vai descobrir que o fã dele é meio doido. Ele vai ser recrutado pela CIA. E aí, pra sair dessa, ele vai ter que reviver os seus personagens mais icônicos. Olha, o senhor tá com problemas. Vamos saber o que o ator tem a dizer sobre essa grande saga que está sendo super elogiada pela crítica. Então dá uma olhada no meu papo com Nicolas Cage. A gente tá bem Nicolas Cagezinho. Eu amo esse meme.
The guy that owns this house, what's his name?
Javi.
Look, if Javi wants me to fuck his wife or watch me watch him fuck his wife, that's a no-go. You understand? That's no bueno.
I am Javi.
Nick Cage.
Hi, Nicolas. How are you doing today?
Very well. Where are you in Brazil? Are you in Rio de Janeiro?
Yes, I'm based here. Yeah. Have you been?
Sadly, no. I only hear amazing things. I've been wanting to go, but one day I will.
Yeah, you should come. So,
I will.
Nicolas, this is a very intriguing film that you did because we have Nicolas Cage playing Nick Cage. So I want to know how much of the real Cage is in this character.
Well, in terms of the comedy, the sense of humor, the sort of willingness to be ridiculous and goofy, quite a bit. I do like to be, I like to make people laugh when I'm at home. I like to make my wife laugh. I like to make my children laugh. So it was nice to be able to bring some of that humor back to another movie. You know, it's been a while since I've been invited to do a comedy. And that was one of the large reasons to ultimately say yes to this project. And in the sense of not being like me, the biggest dividing line was the idea of me being someone who puts his career over his family. There's no version of Nick Cage, so-called Nick Cage in real life, that doesn't want to see his children. So that was a big departure. But Tom Gormican, the director, made it clear that this was an evolution, that this character had to have an arc. And so he was going from a narcissistic, career-minded actor and evolving into a family man. But I am a family man first.
That's good for you. You should have, because family is the most important thing that we have in life, right?
Absolutely.
So, I love the title of this film. As such a prolific Hollywood actor, have you ever actually felt the unbearable weight of talent? Is that something that you faced?
I think if I were to answer your question from my own experience, which is the only way I can, the concept of talent in my mind, my heart, comes from being empathic or empathetic to other people's feelings. Empathy, along with imagination, are my two most relevant and present tools when I'm acting in a movie. I will take the empathy from my heart and my life experience and my imagination, and I will take the empathy, if I can't find it emotionally at home in my heart, I'll look at a newspaper and I'll read something that brings it. You know, I have times where I get, like a lot of us, you know, I can be sad, I can be melancholy, but my instrument precludes me from ever being able to do something like a Prozac or an antidepressant. I can't do it because I rely on my feelings to play these parts sincerely, which is why it was not so much like an act to me, it was something more spiritual. And to answer your question, if you are someone who is vulnerable and empathetic, then sometimes that can feel like a weight, like you feel so bad for somebody, or you start to be heartbroken about somebody. And it's not hard to feel that way in the day and age that we live in now. But if there was something, it would be like that. It would be the empathy of feeling.
So during your extensive career as an actor, have you ever been actually invited to go to a very private event just for money?
No, I haven't, and I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think that's cool. It's just not cool, you know. I wouldn't do that, but I probably would if somebody I really admired invited me. But most of the people that I really admire are no longer with us. So, but yeah, no, it has not happened, and I don't think I would do it.
But Nick Cage will do it, right?
I mean, I would go to somebody's birthday party, but you wouldn't be able to pay me. I wouldn't do it for money.
I'm inviting you for my birthday party.
Okay. Well, if I make it to Brazil and it happens to align with your birthday, let's do it.
Let's do it, of course.
Okay.
So in the movie, you joke about some of the issues that you had with like extravagating spends and everything that happened to your life. Do you actually regret doing some movie just like you did it because you needed money at the moment?
There's a difference between regret and remorse. I don't regret my movie choices. They are all my children, and I feel that I gave each and every one of them my all. They haven't all worked, but at the same time, I think I did some of the best work of my life in that so-called video on demand period. I'll put Pig and Massive Talent, Joe, Bad Lieutenant, Mandy up against any of my early work in the first 30 years. So I think if anything, being someone with the mantra, I never had a career, I only had work, and that's still my mantra, has enabled me to practice and enabled me to keep working and doing things to get closer to my empathy and closer to my imagination and closer to my instrument so that I could do a Pig or so that I could do a Massive Talent. But I'll tell you what you didn't see me do. You didn't see me do a Super Bowl commercial, and believe me, they offered. I'm about work, and what my job is to create characters. That doesn't mean that the person next to me is taking it as seriously as I am, but I promise you I'm taking it very seriously.
Okay, so to wrap this up, I read somewhere that you're not going to watch this movie. Why is that?
Oh, no, well, I had to watch the movie because I'm not only an actor and I'm also a producer. We got to a point with the director in the studio where I had to put some fresh eyes on it as a producer. And what I did was shut half my brain off and half my heart off. And I looked at it from a point of neutral. And I was able to say, well, these scenes are working and these scenes aren't working. And I'm happy to say that both the studio and the director contributed equally, and we got to the exact right target that we all wanted to hit. The reason why I initially said I'll never see it is because the experience itself for me was very scary. It's like, who wants to stare at unless you're like an unbelievably conceited narcissist, who wants to stare at themselves for 2 hours in a mirror, or who wants to like play a character who has their name? But I'm glad I did it because it scared me, and I do think I learned from it.
I'm glad you did it too. It's an amazing movie. Thank you for talking to me, and enjoy all your critics because they are all amazing. I hope everybody watches your movie too. So bye.
I appreciate it. Bye.
Gente, Nicolas Cage muito simpático, muito intenso, muito profundo. Pois é, ele não tava Nicolas Cagezinho hoje, não. Porém, ele está super Nicolas Cage em O Peso do Talento. Eu já vi e tá um bafo. Arrasou! E a crítica tá amando, como eu já falei. Então, ó, merece a sua atenção. E eu também mereço a sua atenção, porque você tem que fazer o quê? Ativar o sininho, se inscrever no canal, comentar, compartilhar. E se você tá vendo no IGTV, compartilha também. Assiste, fala que eu arrasei, que Nicolas Cage é tudo. E pronto. Tchau!
Your friend is working for the US government.
Don't lie to me. Are those my golden guns?
They're my golden guns.
I don't want to kill you.
You're the last person I want to kill.
I love you. I love you.
I'm Nick Friggin!